Is sure to know. I must ask him. Oh, yes, I know he's dead. He's been dead for years. But lately, I've been feeling that what separates us is only a breath, a shadow, a curtain, or a door. Sunny belongs to a happy-clappy church that has her convinced there is an afterlife. Add to that her abiding optimism, and she assures me that Alex is more or less in the next room. So why doesn't he answer when I talk to him? I ask. Is it for us to know? Her smile is gentle, and it occurs to me, not for the first time, that perhaps I underestimate her. If only I could open the door. Would I find him in his chair by the window among his African violets and begonias, with a blanket over his knees, and the radio on, and the flesh of his ears glowing a deep, mysterious pink as the light shone through them? I could ignore his ruined face and concentrate on the closest ear. Oh, dear old ear, so vulnerable and tender with its soft lobe and downy hair around the rim and behind it, half hidden, a pucker of little wrinkles. When he was alive, I could never resist reaching out to stroke those creases. He'd shake his head and bat my hand away, embarrassed, I suppose, or perhaps simply irritated. You know, however cross I was with him, for his fussiness, his slowness, his hide-bound masculine plodding, one look at his ears, and I remembered. Third time lucky. Three's a charm, isn't that what they say? Alec was my third husband, but it was the only real marriage, and too brief. Oh, darling, too brief. I have a picture of us here, but there's no point to it. Anne had it done for our 20th anniversary, so I have to keep it on display. But Alec had an aversion to being photographed, and so his face is set in ungracious, faintly hostile lines. And I happen to be going through an ill-advised big hair phase. I really don't like that picture. Sunny tells me that it won't be long. I'm not sure this is meant to be part of the Rosevale service, but she prays for me, prays that soon I will be with my husband among God's angels. Though I'd like to be with Alec, I'm not at all sure about angels. The only angel I ever knew stood swathed in ivy with a smirk on her face, gazing heavenwards in vain. Look down, you silly thing, I told her. That's where all the action is. Anne visits weekly, but my other daughter, Paula, comes every day, sometimes twice a day. I've told her she doesn't have to, but I'm glad she does. How are you? She asks. And before I can reply, Karen, she's my next favourite carer, says, We're well, aren't we? And last night she had a good long sleep. You may have, but I didn't. They laugh, as if I've said something funny. Sit down, darling Paula, I say. In my mind, I've already gone to fetch teacups and biscuits before I remember there's no kitchen. I pat her hand. Oh, you look so tired. You can make yourself a cup of tea, darling. There's an urn and tea bags and little plastic pots of milk in the alcove near the double doors. It isn't nice, but it's hot. She shakes her head. No, thank you. She has so much to do, so many worries, and yet she comes into this room every day, making the time, taking the time, though she never has enough. Could I give her some of mine? Lord knows I've wasted enough on tears and fears and falling in love. But still, in spite of all I've let slip through my fingers, there is so much time left. It flows and folds, loops backwards and forwards simultaneously like an endless ribbon. I go back, back, back. I find my mother's button jar, plunge in my hand and watch the buttons scatter with a clattering sound. Pearl, horn, shell, glass, shiny jet from an evening gown, bakelite from a shirt. Here I am, in my bed. What will I find if I reach in? More time. All the times of my life. How like an angel came I down, how bright are all things here. I try to clutch the dancing sparkles that spin above me in the sunlight so close, but they always whirl away from me up into the air and stay, suspended, glittering.